welcome to the Quote Unquote Podcast. Let's go, baby, let's go. What is going on, y'all? It's Jared Martinez. Welcome to the Quote Unquote Podcast. I'm glad that you're still rocking with me for the little bit of time I have left here on SoundCloud. I gotta say, it's been a pretty eventful week, you know, it's gonna be starting my new job soon. Excited, gonna be working in Danbury, gonna be doing call center work. Not what I see myself doing for the rest of my life, but it's definitely a hell of a better step in the right direction outside of, CVS. No offense to anyone that's still working at CVS or doing their pharmacy life, but dealing with the people that I've dealt with, I'm kind of glad to be leaving, or at least about to leave soon. Let's say that. I also had the honor and the privilege of being able to work with one of the funnier groups from the internet, My Way Entertainment. They're the masterminds behind "What's the Juggernaut, bitch?" Great characters, great kids. It was an honor to be a member of their One Tree Hill wrestling podcast, and I got to join in as the Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah, dig it. It was really cool getting a chance to, get the praise, it was cool getting everyone's, love. And I saw the comments on YouTube and on Podomatic, and I was more than happy with the responses that we got. And if you guys are big wrestling fans like I am, check out the shows every Monday or Tuesday whenever they release their shows, but check them out because they go over the previous Raw, SmackDowns, and pay-per-views, and I enjoy the hell out of them. So go check them out. Show my boys some love. Right now they're on Spreaker. So if you're not familiar, it's a nice little podcast spot where you can put your own clips up and whatnot. I think for a small additional fee. Check out Spreaker.com/user/MWE4life. You will be, I promise, you will not be disappointed with what you watch. And while you're over there, check out my other friend, great guy, funny guy, Gorilla Joe. Now, I know what you're thinking. Yes, it is a real gorilla. Great podcast. They'll teach you everything you need to know about life, being with either the happy, what's better, being single or in a relationship. Great shows, and I laugh my ass off to at least 75% of the whole show. That's just how I do. But now tonight, I'm glad that you guys are sitting here chilling with me right now. What am I doing up so late? Yes, it's. Technically I'm doing this at a late time, but I had a lot of things going through my mind right now because even with the new job starting right now, I feel that I have almost somewhat lost my way as to what it is that I want to do with my life. I think I talked about this in a previous post about what it is that you want to do with your life. But basically what I'm thinking, regardless whether you're doing it to pay off your bills or just trying to support yourself, you should always be happy with what it is that you're doing in your life. Don't feel that you are hitting some kind of midlife crisis, that you're too old. But I will admit, I've hit some, snags along the way. You see, when I was in junior high school, I actually went to the BOCES Center, the Tech Center in Yorktown Heights, New York. Very interesting spot. Made a lot of great friends, put up a lot of great projects. I was pleased with, for the most part, for what it is that we did. I wish we could have done more, and I wish I could have learned a little bit more. But I think it was also my own doing for not really, I was a young college kid, wasn't really thinking at the time. I was just like, yeah, do my classes, go home, show my boys beer pong, woo, every Friday night. But I kind of just didn't give the thought of, maybe I should look into more, I guess you could say, look for more internships, because right now to find a job, in a field like the one that I want to be in, whether it's, working in film, you have to have the experience, and unfortunately for me, I haven't had, a lot of recent experience, and I want to change that a little bit, because you know what it is, because I go on YouTube, God knows how many times a day, and I always love to look up people's stories, and one of my favorites happens to be rapper, actor, writer, Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover. I love his talents, his works, and he's just a phenomenal person, and he's one of those people that you just can't label one thing. He does so much, and that's what I would like to do. I don't want to just do one thing. I want to enjoy my life to the best that I can. Because I, give or take, I'm 25, I still got a couple years to go, and because of being a mixture of black and Puerto Rican, God knows how much that might have been shortened, I don't mess around with a bad crowd, but you know what? I've eaten fast food. I've eaten bad fast food, some Chinese food, and maybe something will pop out of my stomach, like something out of, like, and I just have all this blood squirting all over the place, but that's for another story. Anyway, basically what it is, what I'm thinking about, I want to get back into my whole filming, film work and whatnot. The whole problem is with a lot of that is just basically the fact is just having the right crew around, or having the time. You see, having time is always impossible, especially for me, because with this new job, I'm going to be working Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, like a real, like an American adult and whatnot. But I'll at least have the weekends off. The only problem is a lot of people my age still work weekends, so it's like, okay, I'm free, but you're not. And then when I'm working, they'll be like, hey, you free? And it's just like, our schedules never seem to match. So that's one of the toughest parts, is just having a group of people that match the times that you want or need to get things done. That's always been a problem. But I want to get back into the whole getting behind the camera and just coming up with ideas, just sitting down with a group of people and just writing something out to come up with something great. And that's why I also do this. I just like to get get things off my mind and get a chance to talk to some of you guys out there who are, at least if you're listening, like I said, this is probably going to be one of my last few posts here on SoundCloud. So if you're enjoying this, I'm glad that you're rocking with me, because I'm guaranteeing you my future posts on YouTube will be a little bit, better. I'm hoping, well, what do you mean I'm hoping? Of course they're going to be better. And I know you're going to follow, right? Right? Anyway, but basically, yes, I want to get back into that whole situation, but that's not all I want to just do. I would also like to get back into voice acting. You see, on a numerous, I don't want to like toot my own horn or fill my ego or whatever it is that on a daily basis or almost once every week, I get people saying, hey, you have a really nice voice. You ever thought about going into radio? And I'm like, yes, I have. I actually graduated in communication and media arts, and I would like to continue doing so. I would love to become a voice actor, because you don't really think about it, but when you were a child, let's say, for my generation, I was born in 1989, and I grew up watching the cartoons like Tiny Toons, Animaniacs, Rugrats. And these are characters that still, for the most part, still do voice acting work today. And you can just say that, this person's voice was a part of my childhood. And you know what? I want to have that same effect for the, up and coming generation, to look back, 20 or 18 years from now and being like, I love those shows that you were on. I remember your voice so vividly. You need to keep on going. I want to be that reason that you laugh when you're a child, and, just sitting there Saturday morning, you wake up, you got no school, no homework, you just get up, get your bowl of Fruity Pebbles and some Cheerios. Now, actually, children don't really eat Cheerios like that, but yeah, Fruity Pebbles or Cocoa Krispies or whatever you want to eat. You just flick on that television, you turn on Fox Kids, WB Kids, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, whatever you want to call it, because a lot of these voice actors, they go from, channel to channel, and I would love to do that just to keep a nice schedule. I think that would be phenomenal, and especially just getting my voice out there, no pun intended, to just reach out to people that are willing to listen. I feel that it will be great, and this is what I feel like I'm trying to get out there. Is just I'm trying to revive myself. It's like a rebirth. For the longest time, I've been doing nothing but just working, weird ass hours, and just, bringing people up. Hi, take the next customer, next, ding, get your money, get out. But I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. I don't think anyone wants to work in retail for the rest of their life. I would think you wouldn't want to, but I mean, if you do, more power to you, but you definitely want to make enough money to support yourself as well as your family. And let's face it, there's a lot of kids out there having kids at such a young age that you need a job, to support them. You can't just go out and party every Friday night. You got to have responsibilities. You have to take care of your own. That's just how it is. In other news, this is just something that I need to continue doing because I just want to be happy. I want to do things with my life that when I hit 70 years old or 80 years old, I can look back and say I enjoyed what I did, and I'm glad that I touched so many people. Not in that way. Don't worry. I'm not, let me touch you where you want to do. I'm not like that. I want to be able to look back and just have people think of me like, I watched that show. He was a great character, because as like I said, going back to the whole, doing the One Tree Hill podcast, they put up the posts, they put it up on Podomatic, they put up the idea on Facebook, YouTube, and just the comments and whatnot that we got back, just saying, that was a spot on Macho Man impression that touches me, deeply, because I always look for those kind of, compliments, those kind of praises, what are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? I love to know what's going on. That I don't just say this to toot my own horn. I want to know what's going on. I love the honesty of people, whether you like me or not. I at least know how you truly feel. The only problem is just that it's so hard to share this with friends, or I don't want to say, it's hard to share it, but it's like, there's a lot of people out there that will be, I'm straight up, I'm going to tell you what's real. I'm going to say it straight to your face, and then they kind of don't. And by this, I mean is this, that, and this is not taking to anyone that's listening or anything like that, but you can put say you want to get your work out there and you put it on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever it is, you're sending it to your friend, you're sending it to your friends, and of course they're going to hit like or comment and say this is great work, and a lot of them are really not going to be comfortable with saying that I didn't enjoy this, especially if they know you and they see you on a daily basis, because God only knows that they don't want you coming up and knocking them upside the head with like a brick or a baseball bat, Mark McGuire style. But I don't want to do that. I just want to know what it is I'm doing right, what it is I'm doing wrong, and I love honest feedback because, you see, I'm going to play a quick clip for you right here of Childish Gambino on the Arsenio Hall show. Now, just listen and you'll understand what I'm saying.
And I wrote it down.
Yeah. I mean, there were things like I hate caring what people think. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I care about what people think. Like, people are always talking about, you shouldn't care about what people, but you should. Like, you really should. Like, if I sneeze in your face, like, it'd be like, I shouldn't be like, it's not me, right? Like, you should really care about, it's always important to care what other people think or how people, because like that's what connects us. I mean, like I want to do the best thing I can, but sometimes like it stops, like, I'm insecure, I feel weird about a bunch of stuff, like I'm awkward about stuff, but I just, I wish I didn't feel that way so much that it stopped me from doing what I really love doing, because everybody's afraid. Everybody's so afraid now of like offending and being misunderstood, and that's gonna happen, So,
yeah. One of the most interesting...
You see what I'm saying? You really, if at least, you can't always just be about, I don't care what this person says, I'm going to do me. I don't care what that person thinks, but you know what? You really do have to. Because, and especially in my field, because unfortunately people can make and break how you make it in the business. If someone doesn't like your stuff, your work, then there's a possibility that people might not want to work with you because of your history. If you keep making great movies and whatnot, then you know what? Then that's something that they're going to enjoy being around with you. They're going to want to make more. They're going to want to make more movies with you, and that's what I want. I want to be able to say that I'm leaving a positive note on people, so that way they'll be like, I love his work. I want to see it again. I love his work. I love his music. I want to listen to it again. Something like that to get people to listen a little bit better. And I think everyone needs to understand that a little bit better as well. So, this is a little late, and I think I'm kind of rambling on a little bit, so I'm going to kind of cut it short tonight, basic stuff, but I wanted to get my mind out there across, because I just feel like sometimes you always need to get things off your chest, and I would hope that everyone out there manages to find a way to get things off their chest, whether it's through YouTube, or just talking to a friend or, a peer of yours, Let them know what's going on, because you can't let that stuff bottle you up inside, because it's unhealthy. You'll make yourself sick, and no one wants to deal with that shit. Ain't nobody got time for that. So, once again, this is Jared Martinez, chilling at the Quote Unquote Podcast. Thank you for listening, y'all. It's a very short one tonight. Be on the lookout for more work in the future. And once again, don't forget to check out my boys, MWE. Look for their posts on YouTube. They're always hilarious, always funny. And I'm gonna be saying that I'm glad to call myself a cyber goon. I'm always on the Goon Lounge, so whoever's in there, I'm always down to talk and just bullshit and shoot the shit, because you guys are some of the funniest people I know that I don't know. So let's keep that going. Anyway, this is Jared Martinez. I'm gonna drink this rest of this water. I'm gonna go to fuck to sleep. Have a good night, y'all. Have a good day. Do your thing. Don't let anyone stop you.